Hello there, College Life. It's me, Peter Nittler. You know me, hopefully you love me. And I just wanted to get on a little video to share what's happened with College Life this quarter. Because as you know, there's a virus going around, COVID-19, that is keeping us indoors, keeping us away from each other. And so we will not be meeting as College Life in Tuesday nights or in growth groups in the same way this quarter. And it's in moments like this where you ask yourself some questions. Okay, well, what does it mean then to be a College Lifer? What does it really mean to be a College Lifer? And you ask yourself, is it the sermons that we speak? Is it the worship, the music that we play? Is it the MC games? What is it? What does it mean to be a College Lifer? And in asking those questions, you realize, no, it's none of those things. It's actually what it means to be a College Lifer is to gather together and be in community and becoming complete and equipped together, side by side. And so it raises some questions. Well, then how do we do a quarter where we don't get to be together? Because if it was just a sermon, if it was just music, you just slap some stuff on a computer screen and voila, College Life. But that's not who we are. We are people who are together. We are a gathered community. And so we want to talk a little bit about what spring quarter is going to look like if we can't be gathered in the same way. So I'm sure you might have some questions, and here might be a few questions. It's a good question. Here's the answer. What we're going to try to do is we're going to try to find a way to be together in a large sense, even if it's just online, and in smaller groups. So here's how we're going to do that. In the large sense, we are going to create a College Life Slack page, College Life Slack line, if you will. And you're going to find a link for that in Quad Squad. It's an app you can download, and it's going to be the way that we can be in communication as a large group and in little niche conversations throughout. And so I encourage you to participate in that as much as you can, as much as you want to stay connected, and for it to be fun and funny, but also a place to have prayer requests and share encouragements or how you could be using any help, just for us to stay connected. That's the macro way we're going to do this. But also in smaller groups, we're going to be putting you in groups of maybe 3 to 5, maybe 6, and you're going to be meeting online, video calls once a week and having conversations. And the structure of those are still to be a little bit determined, but they're going to be fun, they're going to be encouraging, and a way to stay connected and have conversations when it's going to be so dire to have that, and a way to pray together as well. So that's how we're going to be staying connected, Slack and smaller groups. Now that is a great question. And here's what you can expect content-wise from College Life throughout this rest of this quarter. So on Tuesdays, we're gonna be putting up a little video, maybe 5 minutes from Miriam or me, and we're gonna just be hopping on, giving a little updates on the community and just a spiritual nugget for you to chew on, hopefully encourage you throughout the week. And then on Fridays, what we're gonna do, in place of the Tuesday night talks, we're gonna be doing the first ever College Life podcast. And we are accepting name suggestions, so if you have a good one, go ahead and send it in. And it'll be a usual cast of characters, Stanford, Peter, Miriam, Bronwyn, and it'll be interviews or just conversations about topics we think that you're gonna be interested in. And we have a few ideas that we're gonna bank in the next few weeks and put them up there. But we also want you to have your input. And so there's gonna be a Google form for you to fill out, and you just can fill out a question of what you're interested in hearing about and talking about. And so who knows, we might even have some of you on the pod as well. But that's what it's gonna be, Tuesday video, Friday podcast. Another good question. Here's the answer. So when you think about spiritual growth, College Life is always saying you got to do it in community. It has to be done in community, all the time in community. But if you can't be in community in the same way, maybe it's time to lean into some of the personal spiritual disciplines and lean into growth that way. And so what we're going to do is provide a structure for you to go through every week, spending time with God. And that might be in reading scripture and praying, spending time alone, laments, could be Thanksgiving, could be all sorts of different things, but there will be a structure for you. And we still care about you learning about the Old Testament. And so we're going to be giving Bible Project videos for you to be watching, maybe discussing together, but it's going to look a little bit differently, and it's going to be a little bit more on your own. And so that's what the spiritual growth is going to be like this quarter. All right, so College Life Spring Quarter, that's the plan. Hope you jump in. and engage. And just one last word before we go is that all last quarter we talked about the story of Israel, the Old Testament, and we learned about Israel going into exile. And all of a sudden they weren't able to meet in the same way. All of a sudden they were spread out all over the place. And it just feels sort of fitting that this would be sort of a quarter of exile for us. We can't meet in the same way. We can't be together in the same way. And there are Psalms, Psalm 84 is one of them, where Israel is longing to be back in Jerusalem, longing to be together. And you might feel frustrated this quarter. You might feel longing to be together. And I would encourage you, if you feel frustrated, if you're like, man, this sucks, then yeah, it does suck. We can't be together, and that's who we are. But you're longing for something good. You're longing for something beautiful. And so what I would encourage you to do is befriend that longing and befriend that frustration and use it as energy and pray it back to God of, I long to be together. I long to be with your people. And soon we'll be back together. Can't wait to see you online.